On the seismic, you won't see this that much. Yeah. So there is a lot of the disturbance. Then you have a lot of the changes of the accommodation space in the short distance. So because of the tectonic. Yeah. So basically, this is I tried to draw, but I think the camera is here. So the slab model just now. But if you look at it here, there are a few more examples in the deep water that people found. Yeah. So some people, so basically working on this area, original model. So when they work, they thought that, okay, you have the sequence boundary, unconformities, correlative conformities. This basin floor fan actually is a sand originated from this unconformity. So it's being done. And you have the forming the channel complex, the deep water channel, right? Then you have forming also towards the end of the low stand. So you start to have this delta, shallow marine delta. It's a shallow marine. So then after that, you start to have sea level rise. So the sediments start to backtrack. So you can see the model that they're trying to do. So it shows that during this time, it was under the water, deep water. But because of sea level drop, so it's exposed a lot of things on the shaft. So when the sea level rise, your beach area actually towards behind outside this figure. So basically, your beach area actually start to go or what they call backtrack, yeah, backstepping. Then when you have the sea level start to stagnate, doesn't really rise. So basically, the sediments start to overtake again. So this is the model that they work. But in reality, actually, you will see very thin, actually, the sediments. Why? Because of the sediment supply, actually, is very lacking. So the rate of sediment supply is not that as thick as here. Okay? So very, very small. So what control the sediment supply? Anyone? What control the sediment supply? Again, the climate. Yeah, because when you have the rainy season, what happened? Correct. So the water is the best agent for erosion. Wind also, but it's not as best as water, right? So that's why when you go to Ulu Kelang, so somewhere in the near to the foothill, during the monsoon season, rainy season, what happened? You see a lot of landslides, right? Because of the running water. So this is controlling of how much the sediments that happens. For example, if you go to the arid environment like a Middle East, if you compare to Malaysia, which one has a higher rain volume of water? Of course, Malaysia, right? So in terms of erosion rate, which one is higher? Malaysia is higher, right? So in the Middle East, so basically you have a desert, right? So basically less water running. It receives the rains, but not as much as in Malaysia. So that's control how much the sediments is being eroded. One thing. Another thing is basically if you want to know the sediment rate volumes, one thing is basically the area drainage area. Do you know drainage, right? Where the area that where the river went through. Okay, so basically the bigger the drainage area, meaning